Man, what a win. What an absolutely great win for the Los Angeles Lakers. I feel like this was sort of like a moral win for the Lakers because we did hear a lot of the media really start to ride the Brooklyn Nets real heavy, and people were always talking about the Brooklyn Nets saying, man, this is just the Brooklyn Nets to win. This is already a runaway for the Brooklyn Nets. So for right now to see that the Lakers are still in the running and for them to come out with no LeBron, no Anthony Davis, no Kyle Kuzma, no Gasol, no Wesley Matthews, and for them to still win, and not just win, but blow out the Brooklyn Nets. I understand the minute restrictions and the Kyrie Irving ejection. I thought that was kind of bad on the referee's part, and I also understand the fact that James Harden is injured. But the fact that we didn't have our two best players either, and we didn't have Kuzma, one of our best off-the-bench scorers, and Gasol, who is a great stretch 5 big, it just makes it even more better. It's just like we didn't even win with our best players. We won with basically whoever was just healthy. The Lakers were not healthy at all. They had 6 players on the injury list. It just wasn't a good showing. And then all of a sudden you see players like Ben McLemore, who's just added to the team, just shows up and puts up 17 points on 50% shooting. You have Andre Drummond in his first couple of games back. He hasn't played basketball in 6 weeks. He comes back and puts up 20 and 11 on 55% shooting from the floor. And you're just seeing it grow as the Lakers are growing confidence. I want to give a lot of credit to Dennis Schroder for doing absolutely great on both ends of the floor. He was dominant offensively. He really came out aggressive and he was driving it to the rim and finishing. He came out so aggressive. I loved what I saw out of Dennis Schroder. The way he always plays defense is always something that's going to be a plus because his defense is kind of what makes him Dennis the Menace. It's how he plays defensively. So the fact that he also took that part defensively, trying to do his thing on Kyrie Irving, is also a great job on his part. So the fact that the Lakers basically walking in on injuries alone basically came into the Brooklyn Nets on the road and beat them by 25 points is truly astounding. I just can't believe that this actually happened. This is sort of the jolt that I feel like the Lakers needed in terms of morality, because I do believe that we were hearing, like I said earlier on, a lot of the media really riding the Brooklyn Nets and saying that it was almost a runaway at this point, that they were going to win. It was a foregone conclusion. So to see that the Lakers can come in even while injured and still beat them on the road shows that this team is very much vulnerable. They do have weaknesses in their game and they can be exploited if you do the right things in order to do that. And I do see other teams going to make a push in the East. I don't think Milwaukee's going away anytime soon. Even if you don't think that Giannis is great in the playoffs, they still got better because they added Drew Holiday and PJ Tucker, and Giannis did just get wiser. He just got 1 year closer to his prime. After all, he's only like 25, 26 years old. Also, let's not forget that the 76ers exist, and what we saw is that there was nobody on the Brooklyn Nets who could guard Andre Drummond. So the fact that they're having struggles with Andre Drummond, imagine Joel Embiid. What is Joel Embiid going to do to their softness inside the paint, because there's no one who can guard him? All in all, I do not believe that this is just some runaway championship for the Brooklyn Nets at all. I believe that there is many teams that could win the championship this season, and it's going to be competitive. This idea that Brooklyn's going to come in and like gentlemen sweep everyone or just dominate or something like that is just not true. Even if this is just them on a bad day, quote unquote. The point just needs to be driven that this is a team that can be beaten, and that a lot of the media thinks that we're seeing that it's like, oh, they're just too good, they can't be beaten, it's already done, is just a little bit too much. And I cannot stress just how dangerous the Lakers are going to be come playoff time. If this team gets completely healthy, including Gasol, the role players, everyone, this is a team that is going to be reckoned with when it comes to the playoffs. You would not want to face this team in the first round. I'm sorry to anyone who has to face the Lakers in the first round just because they had some injuries, but can you imagine LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Andre Drummond just come, like, they're just going to be so good. I know a lot of people who have an issue with the fact that Andre Drummond takes a lot of ISOs, and I just think that this is a matter of fact of there is no superstars back on the Lakers. I believe that when LeBron James and Anthony Davis come back, you're not going to see that many Andre Drummond ISOs, which I think is going to actually help him. I think the way they're going to use him is sort of like the Dwight from last season, and if he can do that, then this is going to absolutely work out just fine. Because people need to admit it, Andre Drummond right now is better than Dwight Howard was last season, and that really shouldn't be controversial just because we know that Andre Drummond is a 27-year-old in his prime, and he's already put up great advanced stats like leading the league in defensive win shares twice already in his career, and putting up great rebounding stats that even might go all time. All in all, I do believe that this is not a foregone conclusion for anyone, and if I'm choosing anyone, I'm riding with the Lakers. I do believe that the Lakers are going to win the championship this season, provided that they come back healthy, which is what it's looking to look like. Anthony Davis has an expected return date of around 10 to 14 days, so it's looking like sooner than later. And LeBron James sent out an Instagram post of him saying that it's already going to be a thunderstorm coming. So I think that when it comes to the Lakers, it's really just getting healthy and having all their players come prepared and healthy come playoff time, because this team is something that is going to do damage. It is going to be hard for anyone to beat the Lakers 4 out of 7 times in a playoff series. That's all I'm going to say. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much. If you listened this far, please drop a like on this video. It'd be much appreciated. And please subscribe if you enjoy basketball content. Please check out my other videos if you enjoy basketball content. And please comment down below if you want me to talk about anything related to basketball. And please comment down below what you think about this game overall. But without further ado, guys, I am out. Peace.